morning, everybody. Chad, Doss Farms. Woo! Hey, we're in neutral. Hang on. Don't film and drive. I was just taking in the beautiful scenery and imagining this clear. Now we're not gonna clear it mostly. And thanks to your guys' tips and tricks and helps and hints and just overall input, good, bad, or ugly, we've kind of come up with a plan and we're excited about it. A beautiful sycamore tree right there. Disregard those bags, goodness. Okay, they blow out. I bush hogged, we're cleaning them up. Take it easy. If you're new here, welcome and howdy. If you're old here, welcome and howdy. This is my lovely wife and I's, well, this is the Can-Am, but this is my lovely wife and I's 40 acres in Northeast Oklahoma. We've got longhorns, donkeys, pigs, chicken, and 3 beautiful little boys, a Charolais Red Angus cross, an Angus Highland cross, an Angus Longhorn cross. I think that's it for now. We have decided to doze and clear the right-of-ways, have him also clear any standing dead timber, because right now it's perfect time to pick out dead trees, right? And I'm not gonna be running the dozer, we're hiring it out, and we're pretty excited about it. As you know, my neighbor's got, I don't know, 700-800 acres, 100 head of Charolais, and this is the guy that they use for all of their work and have for like 30 years. Because if you're not new here, you'll remember we hired a dozer once upon a time to fix our pond, and then he kind of fixed it and then kind of left. So anyway, this won't happen with that person. Come off of that post, you can't see it, it's black, to here's a perk to having pink paint on your post, to that post right there. I walked it yesterday. It's 440 feet of what I think will be Kentucky 4-board fence. Yes, it will hold the cows. Okay, here's how it works with cattle. If they've got something to eat, they'll stay in the fence ish. Okay. Like I said, my neighbor's got 100 cows on 800 acres, and I put one of his cows up every other day. And you know what we do with them cows? I'm always being watched. You know what we do with those cattle that get out, Tater? We put a band around their huevos, name them after a food, and then we break bread in about 18 to 24 months. True story. Glory, honey, listen, it's time. It's definitely time. Well, I love your teethers. That's cute. Speaking of close-ups, in case y'all didn't know, I've got 2 channels. One of them's called Doss Outdoors, and it's where I show stuff like anything I want. And what I showed yesterday was 8 minutes of me not talking, in case that's your favorite part about my channel. Rona, is that you? Anyway, but on our secondary channel, I uploaded 8 minutes of just cows, man. How did this limb fall? Who did that? That tree needs to come down. That's kind of scary. So look at that. This limb actually fell, I would imagine, on the double gate, because this tree's dead. And thankfully it hit the gate and not the fence. Otherwise we'd have had a Franklin running around. P.S. Hang on, I got to clarify something. So he gets fly spray quite a bit. Old Franklin here does. What's up, brother? And so does he. They all do. And they've got garlic in their mineral licks, okay? We're doing everything we can to avoid flies, but you can't beat flies. If you could beat flies, it'd be out there. You cannot beat them entirely. I mean, you could beat them with a fly swatter, but you know what I'm saying? You cannot eliminate flies. In the video on my other channel, I'll link it down below, of the 8 minutes of cows, you can see flies because I'm way up close. Like I'm in there, man. Like it's not the trail cam. Where's it at? Well, goodness. It's not the trail cam that you guys have seen before. It's actually me, and I've got treats in my hand, and I'm hand feeding them. But instead of seeing my hand all the time or hearing my voice, it's just 8 minutes of cows. You get to see them chewing their cud, hanging out, all that good stuff, okay? See flies because we're that close and we're zoomed in. The Charlet, Taters, has a fly tag in his ear. So does Fiona, and they still have flies on them. You can't beat flies. So if you're from the city and you don't understand that, it's okay, but you don't need to tell me down below, okay? Them little old flies are not going to kill these cows. That's what God gave them 4-foot long tails for. You're actually the one animal in here that would keep me from just walking right in there, brother. Yep, it's you. All right, pick a side, brother. Actually, I wish that you and MJ would be on the same side. He thinks he's got horns. Poor guy. Okay. Everybody over there is pretty calm. Oh yeah, we're golden. We got the hyper ones over here, more or less. Or the ones with the largest swords on the side of their heads. And then these guys. So let's get them in there. Beans! Beans, you need to calm down over there. Entirely too loud, son. All right. So here's what we got. We got a bunch of happy cows on this side getting cubes first. And a bunch of not happy cows on this side. Hang on a second, we're gonna open a gate. Miss Belle, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. Beans! Brother, we gotta get some weight on you, man. MJ. Wait a minute, don't go that way. Woo! Man, if he'd have got out, I'd have just pinned up his mama. He'd have come running for milk soon enough. All right, come on. Woo! Goodness, Glory. You're bigger than Frank. Glory, you make Frank look small. My goodness. Woo, Fiona, how you doing? Nelly. CJ, wrong way, brother. Well, that's your problem. Hey, Taters, you gotta come eat, brother. You gotta get big. Bigger. Calf is huge, man. Oh, speaking of somebody, I'm sorry, not somebody, I brought it up. I ordered a couple of bigger poly tubs, like the 8-foot 1,000-gallon ones or whatever they are. And they came in to Tractor Supply, and it's not Tractor Supply's doing, it's not even Tartar's, but they were like beat up. I mean, you know how when you take a rubber tote and you like fold an edge down or something to make the lid fit, and then it gets the white stress mark? Looked like somebody done that to these tubs all over the place, and I was like, I'm probably gonna pass. It honestly looks like they tried to squeeze them into a trailer that wasn't big enough. Yeah, if you guys want some of this action, hi, young lady. If you want some of that action, the other channel, there's 8 minutes of it, and I'll start doing more of it too. I love you. I'm gonna get back to you here in a second. If you're new here and you're like, where's the grass? They ate all the grass, dude. They ate it all. That's why we're got a dozer. He's actually only, is he 3 weeks out now? Yeah, I think we have a dozer 3 weeks out now, lined up to finish this perimeter, and we're pretty stinking excited about it. That was a moo, and I don't know where it came from, but that was way too loud to be a calf, right? Wasn't it? Who did that? Look at it this way. There are 3 glorious bales of hay over there, okay? 3 of them around this pasture. This is about 15 acres. And look at it this way. In the winter, nobody's got grass, and they eat hay in the winter. So don't worry about they not having grass in the summer, because that's how it works. If they don't have grass, you give them hay, so don't worry about it. Phineas, Sonny, Miss Bonnie, how's it doing? How you doing, huh? Doing all right? Goodness. Glory, it's time. It's time to share that baby. Now she is progressing. I have not pinned her up. I'm not worried, I'm not concerned. You can see her tail is standing up a little more proud than the last couple videos, the last couple days. So even Tipsy's, see how you can't see her tail from the back, just a little bump. Glory's, I don't know how it shows on camera, but man, you can see where the tail is undoubtedly. It's not just the hip bone or the pelvis. All right? I don't know, man. I don't know. You okay? She is kind of moving sideways too. Like I've noticed when the baby drops, they kind of walk a little bit different. And we're definitely puffy on the calf launcher. Not just goopy. I know. Well, I'm watching your sister. No, boy. I ain't even playing. I don't even know, man. Haunches is definitely puffy. Bunny. Golly, dude. I had nowhere to go. Any other, including June, any other cow out here, and I'd have probably been in trouble. Probably been in trouble. Good Bunny. Good old Bunny. I don't know, man. It might be time to call somebody. She's just huge. And I know some of you guys, you know, maybe there's twins. Fiona was actually bigger than her and gave birth to little bitty old Princess back there. I don't know. Let's get the trailer, load up, and go see somebody. Well, I told him I was going to get an expert's opinion.
You've come to the right place.
I have.
Young man.
I have. I told him, I said, my whole life, I never had to mow because you only had to mess it up one time.
Yeah.
And then never again where you woke up on a Saturday morning and said, guess what today is?
That was one of my biggest mistakes, not letting these boys mow. Because when you let that, what was that?
Air ride leveling out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your truck's making noises. Yeah. Let your kids mow when they're young. All right.
Well, I told everybody you were worried that we'd ruin our sports careers mowing, like lose a digit or something.
That's true.
And then joke's on you, we sucked. I was kidding.
Oh my goodness, that is bigger than I thought.
It's a beast. It's a beast.
Do I get to use it?
You can keep it for like 48 hours, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, you need to
48 hours.
48 hours to do your best.
This is listen. You know that Kyle and Shannon, they call it Rouse. You guys Rouse
Rental Emporium. Yeah.
So I'm going to rent this from you for a couple of days.
Well, listen, that Kyle dude has had a piece of my equipment for like 2 weeks. So he shows up here. You tell him I'm looking for him.
Yeah, I won't let him have this. So. Man alive. And I've been saving up mowing the yard till now. I may not do it until I'm going to let it get.
Well, you've got time. People watching, whether it's 48 hours or 72 hours, I'm being funny, but this, as you guys know, is well, you may or may not know, this is the Yakta YXR710. This thing is a beast. It's 822 cc's with a 30 and a half horsepower.
Wow, yeah, 30.5, two tanks.
Two 8-gallon gas tanks. And hey, listen, it's not full, but it'd be nice when it comes back if it is. And if you don't mind, so you might, I've already brush hogged with it. So if you get bored.
Sharpen the blades?
No, I'm just kidding.
What?
No, it'll do wheelies.
Folks, he did a wheelie when he brought it off and it scared me to death. Don't do wheelies.
Don't do wheelies on the mower. It'll do them though.
Listen, I thought this was interesting. It's got ROPS, right? English
Yeah.
ROPS.
Yep.
Well, there's a reason. That means this thing can turn over.
Correct.
And it also has this.
Right.
So that means
any zero turn like this, because this is commercial.
right. Mine does not have this.
Yeah, any zero turn is going to have a ROPS and a seat belt. Any good zero turn, in my opinion, like one that'll do what this does.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I added this. This makes it go faster.
Oh, I know. I love that. I like this dial.
Yes.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
You just dial the thing and it did.
Dial the RPMs in. And then while it's running, you get a digital readout of the RPMs.
Yeah, you get a. I love that.
Go for it, like I said. It takes a second. But here's what's nice. So other companies, this isn't new, obviously. Digital's been around, since the mid-'80s. I'm being funny, but other companies, the only way to start it is this. Well, if it fails, then you're up the creek. So that's why Yakta put a key in here as well.
I love,
So.
I love that.
Yep. But you can shut the gas tanks off independent of each other. You've got engine hours, and then you've got PTO hours, because there's a difference. Like my tractor. Yep. Like my tractor, I've got 250 hours in the seat, but I bet you my PTO hasn't run for 30 of them. There's no way. Yep.
Mine is below ground. Can't see it.
Oh, yeah.
You got to raise the seat.
Now, here's your fuel gauge too. It's digital.
Yeah, oh yeah, look at that.
So if it was full, it'd be,
I don't have a fuel gauge. But anyway, that's
So.
dual tank over here.
Dual tanks. This would be a fuel gauge if it was like an analog. So I imagine this is the sensor for the fuel.
Oh, I bet you not.
And then there's a little, there you go. You got a USB charger
Wow.
in case you need to listen to your tunes.
You got this air right seat sit on about.
I got it cranked all the way up to 300, man. I had to do the kilograms to pounds conversion, but I just figured it was the top one.
Yeah, I
So,
can feel it.
yeah. But no, it's a beast.
Well, yeah, I'm used to a 54-inch cut. It's interesting that it's 61 and not 60 to accommodate.
Yeah.
They engineered it and then said, hey, it'd be better at 61.
Correct.
That's
Yep.
a 5-foot cut. I've got a 5.5.
And crank your RPMs up a little. Crank your RPMs up a little.
So these wheels are solid on the front.
They've got a little bit of air in them. Partially pneumatic. Yeah, isn't that nice?
Like the floppy disk.
Right. And it'll stay up.
What a genius. Oh, no kidding.
It'll stay up too.
Right. Great idea.
Is for future stuff. It's a secret. It's top secret. So if you push it, don't worry, nothing happens.
Okay.
It's not the
I can't
ejecto-ceto.
help it. I love pushing buttons. What's that button for? What's that button? What's that do?
It moves the seat forward and back,
Okay.
but I've got it all the way back.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So to raise and lower your deck though,
Yeah. This.
push that,
That comes out.
move the pin,
Yeah. Right.
and then if you drop it, it's still on the highest.
Yeah.
You've got to pull this.
Oh, and then it
Now let it drop.
Now it's mowing.
Yep.
Gotcha. Got it.
And ask me how I know, but if you hit a bump good enough and it raises the deck, it actually is a safety thing, but it'll catch on the highest.
Oh, it will.
So like if you were to hit a bump, it'll actually catch and stop. So you kind of got to watch your cut, but
Okay.
it's great when you're mowing, and I'm being funny, we talk about how I'll just push equipment to the max, but it's great for me. Like I've got spots where I don't know what's out there yet. So they angled, this is all engineered. I learned this when we went up to Canada. They angled the front deck intentionally. So if you were to run into a stump, it kind of deflects off the mower instead of just hitting a solid,
Oh, got it.
instead of just hitting a solid beam.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the decks, they got a 6-foot wall across the front.
Yeah.
Well, if you hit something, it's...
Yeah, this will go, it'll give you a
Yep.
chance to hit your brakes before you do any damage.
Yep. But it'll bounce up and it'll catch on the highest, which is great. And then, like I was going to say, a lot of companies, there's actually companies that make like mechanical ones.
Yeah.
They're like $400 or $500, but with this, it's just real tough.
I really, you know, I know it'll mow. Believe it or not, that they've got the inches right here.
Yes.
You know, that's a 3-inch cut.
Mm-hmm.
That is genius.
Yep.
I mean, to me, sorry.
It's what a mower's supposed to be.
I like that this breather, this filter.
It's all accessible.
It's as big as what's on my tractor.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you park this, for the landscape guys, when you park this and you go in to eat lunch or something at a restaurant, or like for me, if I was going to go, like I got gas earlier, if I had to run in, not that somebody would jump on this and take it and get it off the trailer before I would locate them, but it's just a kill switch or a safety switch. If you take that out, it will not start.
Wow.
Now, I'm sure there's engineers that could ground it or something, but you know what I mean? And
nobody's going to pick it up and
right.
run off with it.
I don't think anybody runs around with one of these in their pocket.
I like it. That's a great idea. And you can change the oil without a tool?
Toolless oil change. 2 years, 2,000 hours, 5 years, everything except consumables. So batteries, tires, no belts are covered, blades are not.
It's got a hitch.
Yep, it actually has an integrated hitch on the front too.
Has an easy access here.
Yep.
For the engine. A huge muffler. The tires are
Tough Armor.
Tough Armor tires.
Turf Armor, excuse me.
Turf Armor.
Yep. I ask about the tweels. You know, everybody gets hot and bothered about the tweels. They're the ones you can, they're like airless.
Oh.
You know, they look like you can see through them, but they're really rough riding.
Oh, I'd rather have the air.
Well, the tweels are great if you know what you're mowing. Otherwise, well, first off, they're like $800 a wheel. Mm-hmm. So you raise your price, $800 for tires. That would be more expensive than my truck tires. Twice as much.
This great idea. I'll flip this off. That comes off and you see the pulley.
Yep.
There you go. Pull the stick out. There we go. Blow it out.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. I get it. There it is. All right.
There you go.
I like that. First thing I do is knowing, by the way,
first thing I do is start it and drive it.
Yeah, I have a yellow lawnmower, which is great. That's a husky color. But this really looks good.
Oh, yeah.
I really like the, look at that. That's your No,
but that's the same, this is the same thing. It lifts off if you need to access it.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then, of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I don't even know what any of that does, but I don't have to.
No. Yeah, right. No, that is excellent. Little detail. Look at this here, what they did. That little red mark.
Yes. Marking your bolts.
Yep.
So if they move or back out a little.
Yeah, they're all marked. Look at
yep.
that.
Well, you did
got
on your wheels too.
Yeah. Now see, that's like tractor stuff there.
Like I did that on my tractor. And yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Use that baby here, and I will
find something to do with it.
Now, well, I'm going to mow the entire yard. It usually it will be interesting to see what a 61-inch does. I got a few little contours. I got some heavier grass down there. I do have a little bit of uphill, and I will mow up and down. I know approximately what it takes me to mow my yard time-wise, so I'm going to be interested to see what a five-footer does.
Well, I'll tell you, it'll cut grass uphill at 15 miles an hour. That's what I heard.
Did you ever throw all your grass to the right towards your neighbors just because you had to put his cow up again this morning? It's because I drive a Yakta.
See, you know? Yeah, dual tank.
Now you gotta,
Dual,
yes, you can service your hydros, or you can refill them.
okay.
Your transaxles.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yep.
It's got two back there.
Hydro axle,
So
transaxle.
now, does it have if I wanted to, not that I would, I want to push this thing 6 feet in the garage.
It weighs like 1,500 pounds.
Well, I wonder if it but what if most mowers have a little release?
Well, let's try this. Just take the brake off and let's shove it.
Well, but generally it has you can't do that no matter what. You shouldn't be able to do that. See how tight that is?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's got to somewhere.
Oh, great. You spooled up the hydro.
What's it doing? It's got a, somewhere it'll have probably a, it may not because it's that heavy. I don't know, like a freewheel type thing. But anyway, that's something to check into.
Yep, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be able to tell me.
Yep, I love that. That's awesome.
You'll have to take it over there where the beefy boys were. Just talk to Mr. G and say, hey, or mow the strip between.
I'll just take it over there and just mow that.
Yeah, mow the strip between. That's just tough grass.
Yeah, yeah,
So.
that's about 7-8 inches tall over there now, 9, 10, you know, but that's cool.
Well, cut something, even if it's right here, just to show us.
Anyway, I don't know, something, another little, so that comes up.
Yep, I think it's for accessing.
It's all right. I'll probably blow up my foot's on it. I don't know. Is that no? Anyway,
It's accessible. I think it's just covering those springs. But
all right. That's what you get when you ask dumb questions.
yeah. Well, I told him I was going to take it to an expert's house. Set your deck height. And then pull that back. It's wet too. It's wet. The grass. We surprised him this morning. He's actually got errands to run, but I guarantee he finishes mowing. He won't be able to leave the stripe. Now what's cool is Mom and Dad built that house, and this is their leach field. So this grass is really thick all the time. And he knows when they buried the lateral lines that it's a little bumpy, and he's worked for 4 or 5 years to get it smoothed out. But that's what's crazy is even with that 61-inch cut, I may not get this back. You gonna come to the dark side? Leave that mellow yellow up there?
I was on the dark side when you pulled in. I want one of these.
When you saw that wheelie, I know you panicked, but you were like, Chad, Michael, where'd you get that thing?
Well, I saw the roll bar and I knew it had a belt and you didn't have the belt on. Yeah, he popped the wheelie. Don't do that in my sight again. And I know it's going to be on film. I know he's going to film it.
I didn't film it.
Okay. Oh, you haven't done one on video
No,
yet?
no. I'm not
Folks,
trying to get anybody in trouble.
Yeah, discourage him from doing it. He did it.
There was a guy, so Yakta has a video of a guy mowing a ditch at 45 degrees, a legit 45 degree cut on this mower. And I may have commented and said, hold my beverage.
And did that?
But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh,
We'll
I'll
see.
tell you what.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
There's kids playing down the street. Nobody's strangling them.
Yeah, I can feel the power difference in mine. You know, I only have one to compare it to. That's mine, so I've got to go with that. You know, 24 horsepower versus a 30. I do not mow as fast as I did on the video because I don't want to leave any stragglers.
But you can.
I did. There's not one straggler.
No.
And right now I have what we call crabgrass, which is very fine, sissy grass. It's wet. It should have left stragglers. It did not. If I were mowing at that speed all over, I would be done in 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes me an hour on mine. But sure, they recommend mowing wet? No, but if you're in a commercial or sometimes you got to get it done, you can't wait. This won't dry out till 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Correct.
So I got to
Correct.
mow.
Well, and see, a guy like me, I look out here and I'm like, dude, that yard's got another week. Let it rain. You look out and you're like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
What did I ask you yesterday? Are you coming Saturday for sure? Are you coming? When are you coming? My grass is ready to mow. You know, I
pulled up and I was like, what's he going to mow?
Yeah, so when you pulled up, I thought, sweet. You know, I'll have this done lickety split. Yeah, you leave this thing here, I'll be done.
Well, and what's cool too, and you've done a great job leveling it out, but this was the leach field. There were bumps, but it's still, look what it did, man.
Well, when I go back and forth, it's bumpy.
Right.
Like that, it is. But that's the deck rode with it. That's unusual. I don't do that with mine. Now, sometimes I go up and down. I bet up and down it's just gorgeous. I can stripe it going up and down.
Yep.
But the cut and it was the transition putting when I put the blade, engage the blade. I didn't even know.
Smooth, real smooth.
Yeah, no, beautiful. I'm telling you.
What a lot of people don't know what you're talking about there is when you turn the blades onto a mower, sometimes you get this, this surge in power.
Right.
This is a very gradual buildup. Even if you start it with the RPMs a little bit high, which I haven't read up. I don't know if you're supposed to crank them all the way up, then start it on this one or not. People are indifferent.
Says go about, it gives me a mark, crank it up about a little past half, engage your blades. Then that's what I did here. It seemed to do fine. Yakta may say, hey, it doesn't matter. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And same way for when I stop it. I slow it down a little bit, then I disengage the blade.
Yep.
That probably matters the least. But initially, first impressions are awesome. Yakta, you did a great job.
It's quite a machine.
I'm glad you're working with Chad.
Well, the problem is, this is my first zero turn. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know that there is. I mean, unless Yakta builds me like a 75 horse tractor and then builds me a 12-foot batwing brush hog. I don't know what.
Put it this way, my mower, I don't even mow 1.5 acres or something, but the way it's laid out, I have no idea. I'd have to measure it. My mower is 3 to 5 acres. You can imagine this has got to be 5 to 7 or 7. It has to be.
Yeah,
has to be. I mean, I don't know how they rate that, but this will do my. I would never buy another mower if I had this one.
No,
I'd never buy another
I think it pretty much, you mow whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Because being commercially rated, what people don't understand, some lawnmowers are residential, some are commercial, some have tougher welds, but this has I-beams in it. I mean, the whole frame, everything's bolted together.
The gauge of steel is
7
gauge steel, man.
That's not normal.
That's not much.
Yep.
Very thick. I like your metal here on your armrest. And and you can extend them out.
Yep.
You can extend them out or take them in, so you can adjust everything for comfort. I don't know what else you'd do with it. Like I'm sure over time, they will come up with something. You can put your foot right here. Well, they thought enough to put a little skid plate. What do you call it? A rough right here.
Yeah.
So if you put your foot up here, you're not gonna slip off.
Well, does yours say not a step right there?
I do not know. I don't know, but they even got that right here so you don't slip.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, you can step on that.
Ben and Aaron, Doc's Ben and Aaron, when we went up to Canada and visited them, Brody was telling us that when we went up to Canada and visited Yakta, Brody was telling me, you can stand on this, you can jump on it. Well, no offense to Brody, but I'm a little bigger than the average bear. So when he hopped on it, I was like, oh.
You can step here, you can step here, you can do whatever you want. You're good. Thing's meant to actually go and get used.
So does it make you nervous if he and I step on?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, brother. Hold on a minute. And I said, Ben, get over there. Yeah. So Ben got over there. Ben's bigger than me.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Ben got over there. I was sitting in a chair and Ben's doing this and the whole machine's just rocking. But if we did this, if we went and did this at Lowe's right now, they'd call the cops. If I went and stood on one of them green or yellow machines outside.
Well, they'd say, sir, you have to buy that now. Digital.
That would be digital display, yeah.
This just floors me, the dial thing. Never seen that. They thought if this breaks, we go this way.
And that's a full like diagnostic thing. Like you can get in there and read out stuff and...
I have to check. I have to put gasoline in mine every time I get on it because I can't tell how much gasoline I've got.
There's no fuel?
There's no fuel.
Like sight glass? There's nothing?
There's nothing.
Huh.
Nothing. And I have a good mower. But they went the extra mile and all these.
That's true. I will say that. You know, we've been real careful not to say brands, but this is a mower. I'll put it this way. There'll be a Doss Farms video, and then this is going to be like a little review video. You have a Hustler what?
It's an XDX.
Which is not a cheap mower.
No,
Will they stick her at
4,000
or 5,000 now?
Yeah, it's about $5,000.
Which this is obviously more of a mower, but I know that if you step up in that, you don't get, you know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah.
So.
Hustler Rep, they've been around a long time. These guys, for their first venture.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is what you know, and I understand they got a bunch of mowers to get. They went and bought a bunch of competitors' mowers, correct? And
they bought a bunch of mowers, stuck them in a warehouse, and gave engineers welders and torches and cutting wheels.
Well, here's what's good about this one.
Yeah.
Here's what's
they literally, I'll see if I have the footage and put it right here. So this is top secret?
This is top secret.
Top secret, so I shouldn't film this?
You're blindfolded.
Hey, don't film this. Do you guys have leg room?
Oh yeah, we're good.
I got tons up here.
So a lot needs to be said on these things in the suction, right? And how the blades are placed and how to push them out.
So what is the steel? 3, 5? What's the steel thickness or deck?
7 gauge.
7. Nice.
Honestly, you can't go much thicker without having to go and make a lot of welded parts together.
Yeah. They literally have a prototype they built that's not painted. I don't even know if the seat's bolted to the mower. And it's rusty, patinaed like my livestock trailer. And they still cut grass with it at the warehouse.
Oh, that's so cool. Here she is. That's insane.
Yeah, so this is actually the first of our residential model.
So that's our first product.
Our very first one.
That's crazy.
Must be tucked in the back a little more.
And that was just a year ago?
Yeah, that's less than a year.
Really?
Yeah, that one we were driving in the beginning of this summer.
Like,
is it very?
The very first one is tucked way back in the
Oh my gosh.
So what's the other one? This guy. So this was built in May. Simply wanted to be ready to cut the grass in the spring with it. So started in November, started development, and had it ready by May. It ain't the looker.
Nice.
But it cut grass, and I still use it for my yard, so.
Can I sit on it?
Yeah, give her. This one, I've tried to break more than anything on it.
Yeah,
It's like the original.
I know. I believe you. We're 6'4".
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my legs are fully extended. I can go clear out here. I'm not like this. You know, I'm out here like this.
That's comfy too.
And that's very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, my yard's not the smoothest. So, yeah, I'm super impressed. Man, this mower for what I do, and would I buy this mower for me right now? If I wanted to win lifetime, I probably would. I can mow wide open spaces. Is it a little bit of overdue? Man, that's what I do. I overdo things.
Yeah, you can't overdo anything.
You probably couldn't sell me on the lower one now. It would be a step down. You know, I get on my 24 horsepower now, and I'm going, well, you.
Well, and I'll say this,
Okay.
Mr. P's, the owner of 3Ps, where he's the dealer, we got hooked up with this. You know, Yakta sent him our mower. We went and picked it up from him.
So the quality of cut's excellent. We've mowed on just about every mower line that's out there, and the quality of cut is up there with the high price units. So
And you've got a machine back there, a Yakta with 200 hours on it.
we put over 500 hours in the last 2 months on 2 machines, and we got 2 more that we're testing.
Mr. P's has done commercial lawn care and been in the business for like 30 years, basically his whole life. He grew up in it. But he has a little 120, which is kind of the entry level. He's got like 250 hours on it. And here's a guy that can drive anything he wants.
Yeah.
And he's just full sending that Yakta.
Yeah, you know, you almost have to drive all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you had to mow 3 to 5 acres or 1 to 3, I always go big. I always go bigger. I just do. It's me. It's less on the, you know, I don't know what, that's just me. But this is very impressive. I love the color. I love the green and the black. It looks tough, looks mean, but it rides smooth.
Very.
Good. It's not rattling, bumpy. Noise wise, I mow with some, I play my 70s, gotta get this out, I play my 70s music.
Okay.
And I can barely hear it above my mower. This one didn't sound as loud. Could be the muffler system. This first impressions, so it'll be interesting to see what it sounds like when I got my earbuds in, because I got to crank them up so loud. So
I'm glad you said that though, because people ask where I get my music taste. You know,
Oh, yeah?
I got the 80s hair bands and the 70s and the Bee Gees and
oh man, the boys all know the 70s
yeah,
song. They
that's
all
every
do.
time we got in your
That's
truck, it was oldies.
Yeah, it
That's
still
what
is.
we got.
It still is.
Oldies
So,
or Christmas.
that's right.
That's where we live.
I'll start playing Christmas music here pretty soon.
Not that Luke crying stuff, as Colin would say.
Yeah, no, I won't do that. I'm beyond Luke crying.
Luke's been crying all his career.
But anyhow, great man. This is fantastic. I'm looking forward. You know, there again, I'll be done, and I bet the rest of this probably wouldn't take me 30 minutes.
I know, man.
There's no
I know.
way.
Well, and like you were saying, to clarify, the reason he means 30 minutes is it is overbuilt. It is maybe too much for this yard, but if you can do it, why wouldn't you get
I
the
hate to
biggest
say that
one?
because Yakta might send me one, so don't say that. Yakta may go, hey, Ralph, we'll send you one. Saying so, hey,
You can send it. They send you the 910. That's a beefier one than this.
can't wait.
I don't even know if those exist yet. But
Yeah.
no, what you're saying though is because it doesn't leave stragglers and because it doesn't beat you up, that's why you can mow faster.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
yeah.
just, it's built for what's in it. They didn't take a big engine and then use 1x tubing, or I know ROPS have to be 2x2, but like it's not underbuilt.
They matched everything.
Correct.
Everything is
Correct.
matched. I'll equate it to this. Your brother, you guys all build computers. You can't put little something in it and have everything. All the components have to match
Correct.
whatever your engine is.
Yep.
So they put a 30 horsepower engine. I don't know if they built the engine first or the body first, but it melds very well together, and that's awesome.
Well, no matter what line you go with, they offer, I believe it's Kawasaki, Briggs, and Vanguard.
Oh my goodness.
Van. So those are the three engine choices.
Big top, Vanguard
Yeah.
top, big 3. And I tell you what's even better than that. You know what the best part is? If I break it, this has a lifetime warranty except for how many consumables? Tires, belts.
Blades. No, blades are actually covered.
Blades are covered?
I'm sorry, not blade, belts are covered.
Belts are, oh gosh. That's right. So
Because they feel like they can get lifetime out of the belt.
so all of you have to,
Blades, battery, tires.
blades, battery, tires.
Those are on you.
Those are on me.
Which if you bought, I mean, hey, listen, I just bought that truck. They don't cover the blades, the tires, or the battery. Because if you leave it on, if you're mowing rocks, which I don't, but I'm being funny.
Yeah.
If you're mowing rocks, sorry, you jacked up your blades. But everything else.
Mine
If my
breaks.
sticker
Comes
peels off,
They'll send you another.
I'm getting another
free
sticker.
and no charge. Hey, Yakta. Besides that, I just like to say it. I've said all the others 1,000 times,
For sure.
you know, but I haven't said Yakta, so I'm saying Yakta.
Well, I'm going to leave it
awesome.
with you for however long you want. But I mean, mow with it, test it. Don't feel like you have to film it. We have enough video of them
Okay.
being used, cut. And Yakta, that's the thing I like about Yakta too. They have a serious, what's it called? Not a library, but all their videos are online. You know what I mean? Like they literally took the guys that built them, and he walks you through the 710 better than we could.
I've watched them all.
So,
I've seen
so
them
what
all.
they're looking for is, hey, we know it cuts. Tell us why it cuts better in your opinion. They want that stuff. So if you get bored,
Plus, when I will. When I'm mowing, I won't film while I mow because I want to focus on the changes. I've had mine for 3 years now, so I want to know what the changes are. Yeah, 30 horsepower and 5-foot cut is already 6 horsepower more and 7 inches bigger. So there's your cut that time in this. But I want to know the sound, comfort, all those kind of things, and I'll get that as I mow. Yeah,
Sure.
A lot of little things.
oh man,
Thank
love you.
son. Thank you. I appreciate
fun,
it. Love
yeah.
you too, son.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Yakta.
bringing it by. Yeah, thank you, Yakta.
Little meerkat.
When he stands up on his back legs.
I don't see a calf on her hip. That's her right there.
Do they really want to know how short I am?
It's 2 years from my best friend right here.
Yep.
2 years today. I'm just going to say some things, and she had no idea I was going to do this. I think she heard it in my voice when I asked her to come close it with me, but I went and filmed that video with my dad today, and everybody knows what's on my family's plate coming up, but I got to editing that video, and the banter between my dad and I just couldn't cut it out. I had headphones in and I'm sitting across from her on the couch, and I'm chuckling and I'm laughing, and I didn't want to edit it out. So the entirety of the Yakta will also be on the DOS Outdoors, and there's going to be even more information. If you couldn't tell, my dad loves that stuff, and so do I. And he's just super honored and thinks it's super cool that his, Yakta has chosen to work with us. And let me tell you something about Yakta too. When we were up in Canada, unrelated to my dad, unrelated to anything that's going on right now, there was such a family atmosphere. And I heard through the grapevine that once upon a time there was an employee, and I don't know a whole lot of details, but there was an employee that needed to go back to his family, which I believe was in a different country, and see them. That was Oscar. And see them because something had happened. And from what I understand, I believe the family actually loaned them their plane so that employee could go visit his family. And again, I don't know a whole lot of details there. It was just shared with me in passing. We have felt and received that kind of support with what's going on with my dad. And, just getting texts where they check in on us, and, it's super cool. Like I was texting Brody this morning, telling him what my dad thought of the Yakta, and, he asked how Dad was doing, and he let us know the whole crew is, praying for us.
Brody randomly texted you too, like weeks ago. I think you.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, unrelated
you
to
said
the.
it was just totally they weren't
Just out of the
talking or
blue.
anything. He just sent a text and asked how Dad was, just because they're amazing people. They're great company.
Another thing too, and I mentioned this when I was filming Case and Adler at breakfast earlier. It's funny, a couple of weeks ago I took
We took
Because-
Carter and Adler.
I'm
He
sorry,
said-
we took Carter and Adler a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. And then, nobody asked where Case is, because obviously a 15-year-old's out, doing stuff, hanging out with his friends, whatever he might be doing. But then today, to not show Carter, I'm sure we'll get comments about where Carter's at. But with what's going on in this video, the questions are unreal sometimes. And trust me, it never gets to us. I'm not able to shut off all of it, but with what's going on in this video and the theme and right now, Carter, I can't say it even, but Carter's with his best friend right now, his daddy. We co-parent very, very well with everyone in our lives, everyone. And I was actually telling her last night that I appreciate that Carter thinks his dad is the coolest guy he ever met. Anyway, it's just a lot going on, and we're okay. And just know that any shade thrown towards us or my channel or any creators that talk about their faith just like we do, the devil doesn't come for you when you're down here. Okay, you're already where he wants you to be. You're already down. You're already questioning God's will. You're already questioning decisions. You're already low. He comes for you when you're seeking God's will. And he puts stumbling blocks in your way, and he has people, and this isn't aimed at anyone, literally. Trust me, I lose zero sleep about other people's opinions. The older I get, it gets easier and easier, and I hope y'all do too. But I don't want to turn this video into anything that it's not. I'm just telling you that we're okay, and we're very okay, and my dad's okay, and that is the only thing on my forefront of my mind right now is my family and my lovely best friend here of 2 years today. Man. Whew. So with that said, Glory's still not sharing her baby. But it's getting close. It's getting real close. We can tell. So, yeah. All right. I think that's it. Yeah. Let's just call it there and go hang out with our little best friends. Y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Don't make it weird. God bless. Deuces.